Coming up, goats are storming cars in Detroit, raccoons are rewriting the rules in Cornwall, and seals are hitching rides to escape orcas. Add in pigs on highways and records no one asked for, and you've got TTG, where the bizarre isn't breaking news, it's just the news. How's that?
All this and more coming up on The Talking Goose.
The Talking Goose, bringing you the less serious side of the news. Now, your host, The Goose.
Welcome to TTG, the only show where headlines don't just inform, they derail, detour, and occasionally dance on rooftops. Now we've got stories from goats with grudges to raccoons with waistline and a seal dodging orcas to records no one asked for. We're here to prove that the bizarre isn't breaking news, it's everyday life. So buckle up, because we're about ready to take you from the slightly unhinged to the gloriously surreal. Now, coming up, our first story here takes us all the way from Detroit's west side, where they got a wild wake-up call when a goat named Smokey turned the block into a barnyard battleground, sending one man scrambling onto a car and yelling for his mommy, who came out charging with a knife. Now let's go ahead and watch the story here, guys, and see what you think.
Here's an interesting one tonight. What does a loose goat and psychedelic healing shack have in common? Seems weird, right? Well, that's only Fox News' Jessica Dupnack who can break it down for us. She joins us live on Detroit's West Side. Jess, you have a lot of crazy stories for us. It may top the list.
You're always giving it to me and joking around with me about my crazy stories. And yeah, this one will not disappoint. Now, you might have seen this floating around social media this weekend, a video that's gone viral of a guy here on Detroit's West Side. He was running and screaming from a goat. Well, it turns out that video is just the beginning of this story.
Smokey here is a neighborhood favorite.
Well, now he is. They're buds, but a couple of days ago, this was Dalen Scott. Don't want to offend you, but a lot of people thought that was a girl scream when you jumped up on that car. What do you got to say?
Now, I don't know about the rest of you. If I saw a goat, I wouldn't scream like that.
No. I don't think I would either, unless it was charging.
Even if it was charging, I wouldn't scream like that. Anyway, let's go on. If it's up to me, folks, and we were in the state of Texas, they'd be not only in the house, but they'd be on the dinner plate. From
this report.
That dude is not going to have a date
for 20 years. Another 20 years.
Yeah.
You know what? And if this becomes a short when we put it through our wonderful AI processing and beautiful knowledge bank that matches my knowledge, and I just use it because it makes my life easier. Definitely, I'm going to have to hashtag Jessica on that one.
Right.
And so everybody, I want to tell you, this is a story that came from Fox, a Fox News affiliate. So anybody out there who says that Fox News is always doom and gloom, perfect example. This is the Fox I would like to see on. This is the reporting I like to see on the national channel, not the doom and gloom about
I couldn't see Sean Hannity reporting on a goat making a guy scream like a girl. Might be interesting, but
it would be interesting if he could. Oh God, and it's just that we once again the goat. If it was in Texas, it would have been dinner. It would have been on the plate somewhere. But speaking of dinner, now our next story takes us over to England, across the puddle, where a raccoon in Cornwall just rewrote the rules of British wildlife by showing up where raccoons shouldn't be.
So animal rescuers in England rounded up a severely overweight raccoon that was spotted wandering through the neighborhood gardens.
Ooh, I got an idea. Were they fat-shaming the goat? Or the raccoon? Were they fat-shaming the raccoon?
Did they name him Jabba?
Oh.
No,
that's Guido.
I know, but
that was no hochi ben halo solo no chocolate.
Yeah, that. The RSPCA said locals in Gwennep, another great British name there, Gwennep, Cornwall, spotted.
So we haven't had many good British stories recently, and this is great because we got to say a name of a British city.
Yeah, always our favorite thing. One of our favorite things to do. Welcome to Gwennep. Spotted the tremendous trash-panda wandering through the gardens in the area and were unable to lure it into a greenhouse because it didn't smell like McDonald's.
I think that this raccoon was the one from McDonald's. Let's roll the video while he goes on here, guys.
So RSPCA officer Abby Kemp responded to the scene and was able to take the raccoon to a local veterinary office where it was examined and held overnight. The raccoon weighed in at 24.69 pounds, just barely, on the scale there. He almost tipped the scale. More than 3 times the average weight of a healthy adult of the species.
Yeah, so I'm 3 times the weight of the normal healthy adult species. So
we need to get you and the raccoons to Mozambique.
Yes, exactly. I want the GPL 2-3041 or whatever.
10-4.
Exactly.
Raccoons are considered an invasive species in England and were banned outright in 2016.
It's the repression of the crown.
Anyone with a pet raccoon before that date was given permission to keep the animal, grandfathered raccoon. But they can no longer be bred, sold, or rehomed in the country.
So I think this raccoon looks like he must have caught a boat over from Canada, because that's where the raccoon in McDonald's was in Canada last season, and it was a big raccoon. It looked like he's like the raccoon version of that movie Super Size Me,
right?
The raccoon version, and I think he took a boat from Canada. Or boarded a plane, don't know, maybe swam. I don't know how good of swimmers raccoons are, but he took that over to the to England, and now he's wandering around in England, folks, looking for something to eat because he couldn't find a McDonald's. I don't know if McDonald's is on every street corner in England. I mean, like they are here in America.
Yeah, and obviously people don't leave their DoorDash out on the patio there.
Well, yeah, I don't even know if DoorDash is in England, if they service England. But yeah, no.
Get me a bloody DoorDash.
I like a good raccoon story, and I think really honestly, I think this is an example of the crown bat shaming the raccoon.
Yeah, for sure.
That's
Bad
what it is.
crown.
The crown is fat shaming the raccoon.
Somebody with a white wig on, a powdered wig, is fat shaming. So.
Yeah. Hey, if I were ever to become king of England, I mean, like modern day king, like say Charles dies, and the royal family dies, and they find out somehow that I'm related, and I'm
Isn't that the plot of like King Ralph?
well, yeah, pretty much, yeah. I think that I would put the powdered wig on for coronation. I think that would be just cool to sit there with the big old powdered wig, and
Dun, 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 dun.
no, that's Hail to the Chief. That's a purely American song.
Well, I get it mixed up. What's the
God Save the King.
Yeah. Okay.
Dun, 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 dun,
Sounds like a
dun.
Christmas Carol when you do it. Anyway,
So our next story takes us back over into the wonderful United States, where residents of Hermosa Beach were left scratching their heads and sniffing the air. After a mysterious bubbling and foul odor erupted from the ocean floor, all linked to Meta's fiber optic installation. Now,
and we've come up with a name for this.
yes, now exactly. Here's CBS News Los Angeles reporting on this one.
It's so big, you can see it from shore. So what is that bubbling up under the water off SoCal? Mike Rogers, you've been getting calls about this coming to the desk, so you made some calls to get some answers.
Mike, what did you find out?
Yeah, so it's not an alien. It is also not whale flatulence, as some people on Facebook indicated it might be. This is what's bubbling off the coast of Hermosa Beach. It has been causing some stir for residents throughout the last couple
We've
of days.
coined the
They see it
phrase,
from the shoreline. And then
Facebook
this video
fart.
is from our friend Bo,
That's
who
what this
actually
is.
went out
It's
there
a
and flew a
Facebook
drone
fart.
over the top of it. Now, I want to show you some more video here, and we'll start with
Because
what
as you
Bo
see in
shot,
the article, listen to this, keep
Bo
watching.
Bridges shot from the shore, where you can actually kind of see the water kind of moving about out there. That's what first caught people's attention. Then Bo went and got a much better look at it, and it's just water that's bubbling off up the seafloor here out on the Pacific Ocean, and here's some still photos of it. But it has a lot
Release
of
the
people
Kraken.
really generally wondering what is going on out there. So much so that some people took paddle boards out there. We've also heard that other people swam
Whale
out there. Well,
flatulence.
today we were finally able to get to the bottom of it. I want to show you some video from SkyCal. SkyCal gets there, and we look just off the coast here, and we see this boat. Well, we were able to figure out who operates the boat, and I called the contractor. What this is this is underwater fiber lines that run from the West Coast all the way to Asia, and what they're doing is they're cleaning them out, and in the process of cleaning them out, they blow a lot of air through the lines, and that's what causes it to come through and then bubble up to the
Hence
surface.
the
They're doing this
Facebook
because
fart.
Meta is apparently
And
about to
Meta's doing
rent
it,
some
so
space
Facebook
on this
farts,
line,
right there.
and they need to have room to add to that. So they'll be
Hashtag
back here in the
Facebook
spring, I'm
farts. You
told,
heard it here
to get that
first.
work done. There you see some
Let's
of the divers
create
that have
that
gone down
hashtag,
there. But it really did. And I want to come up here. Just come here, Dave. I
But
want to
this
show
is a
them
cool
this.
picture coming up
This
here,
kind of
guys.
sophisticated network of underwater fiber lines. Of course, I went down a rabbit hole after I learned about underwater fiber lines. And I was
This
really
reminds me
surprised
of
to see
ley
how
lines
much
from
actually
Ancient
exists
Aliens.
across the
Yes,
world.
exactly.
Now, what's also funny, though, is I want to show you this.
Someday
This is the
they're gonna
photo
be like,
that, of course, that we have seen
where did
that's got
these
everybody
strange
kind of
lines
worked
come
up about
from?
it. But I want to show you what Bo sent us. So Bo is hosting at his Bo Bridges Gallery tomorrow. They have a tree lighting ceremony, and there they'll be serving wine from Zaca Mesa Winery, and they've partnered with them to make this, which obviously you can see is an alien and a submarine, right near the mystery spout. They've made that a wine label. They'll be serving that wine
That's
tomorrow at the tree lighting ceremony. So while everyone was kind of really freaked out about it at first, it's turned into kind of a fun little thing that's gone on down there in Hermosa Beach. But no, not aliens. Just some fiber lines that are being cleaned out, guys.
Even though it's not aliens, I kind of wish it would be, because that would be so interesting. But I find the fiber lines going across the ocean all the way to Asia super
the ocean's
interesting
got a
as
little
well,
too much
right?
fiber.
Yeah,
and
there's
a Facebook
a lot.
fart.
A lot going on, especially when you get the
Thank you.
aliens involved.
And now wine's involved too.
Yeah,
I
Great
didn't,
job.
I didn't see
going
it
on
going
there.
that way, but
Yeah.
Calling out
I'm
sick
glad
tomorrow.
it did.
Now
Mike,
you see everybody. So the Facebook is like, it was like the co-host was saying, they put fiber in the line. The ocean has too much fiber in it, and that would actually cause the Facebook farts.
So you heard it here first.
Facebook-
Breaking news.
Breaking news: Facebook farts. We are coining that phrase, and we are going to create a hashtag for it: Facebook farts. And I think I'll be reaching out to CBS News Los Angeles and letting, I can't think of what that one guy is, that one reporter that was talking there. He looks like me, big guy like myself. And we are going to go down that rabbit hole with him about Facebook farts.
Yeah, let's do it.
That will be good. You saw it here first. But if we're going to be out drinking wine, and I like that. I like that. I like the label on that. For that they call it Sub Shiraz, and it had the alien, the submarine, and then the bubbling water. That's cool and all, but I think that this picture would be better suited for that.
Godzilla with a Pinot.
No, it would be a Shiraz, is what I'm guessing, because that's what the wine was that they were putting together. So it'd be Godzilla Shiraz instead of Sub Shiraz.
Where would he get a glass that big? Maybe like those
off
billboards?
The billboard.
Yeah, like with the big copy,
they don't see
Leave It to Beaver.
Yes, exactly. But that would be this picture here would be the one that I would definitely say should be on the bottle. This should be the label. We might have to reach out to the Bow Bridges Gallery and be like, guys, you should have used this as your label.
We need to send this picture to my favorite show, the Y-Files, to Hecklefish, because he always goes, "Listen, people."
Oh, there we go. There we go. Look at that. We have grouped in a number of different medias and stuff into this one story. So I can't wait.
From Leave It to Beaver to the Y-Files. Yep.
Yeah, I can't wait to to see what gets put on this one. Now, last episode we talked about a pig named Breakfast
that maybe became breakfast.
It should have been breakfast, maybe, or bacon.
That was a lot of bacon.
A lot of bacon.
I smelled bacon.
To this one, so a runaway pig in Albuquerque turned a highway chase into a heartwarming rescue, earning it a new home and a fresh start. So let's go ahead and see what these people have to say about the pig in Albuquerque.
Pig that got a lot of attention after running loose on I-40 has found a new home. Albuquerque police and animal welfare officers rounded up the runaway swine after it caused a ruckus on the interstate's eastbound lanes near Louisiana. Animal welfare put the pig on hold in case an owner showed up to claim it, but that didn't happen. A local couple, Jared and Catherine Hinchman, were the first to express interest in adopting the pig. They picked him up from the Westside Shelter earlier today, naming him Boris. He joins their other animals, including a pig named Swinona.
When we saw him running, we just saw his little spirit and how hard he was working to survive. And we just knew that he would fit right in with our pig.
The Hinchmen say Boris is still acclimating to his new surroundings. They want to create a social media account to share updates on him. And they say their yard is secure, so they don't expect Boris to make a break for it.
All right, so...
At least nobody jumped on a car on the freeway screaming like a little girl.
No, that's true. I mean, if it was a javelina, which isn't a pig, but it's close. It looks like one with a big tusk. I would then at that point I would jump onto a car, because I don't know if I'd scream like a little girl, but I would jump onto a car if it was a javelina, just because the javelinas they are some angry.
Are they angry?
That angry, yes. I mean, they're big.
And we'll call him Boris.
I think of Boris from Rocky
Boris and Natasha.
Yeah, Rocky and Bullwinkle. Boris. No, we here at the at TTG do enjoy a good
heartwarming story.
And this heartwarming story is of a seal that was fleeing a pod of orcas off of Camino Island in Washington, and it found an unlikely lifeboat. It was a family's boat. Let's go ahead to the article here to show you what we're talking about.
Oh, you poor thing.
We noticed that the seal had popped up, and noticed us. The moment it saw us, it turned for us and just bolted. And at that point, we saw dorsal fins coming from every which direction. The orca are searching all around for it, and the seal is basically directly underneath the boat. And I was like, is he trying to get on? He's not trying. He's on.
He is on our boat.
His eyes are sticking up over the back seat, as if he's checking out, like, am I better off up here or down there? We're surrounded by whales. After about 20 minutes realizing the food wasn't coming back off the boat, they kind of lost interest and moved on. He's just looking around with those big, like, puppy dog eyes. It was ridiculous. He kind of settled in after about half an hour's nap. He kind of gets up and he sniffs the air and realizes he's okay, and then off he went. We really thought that we'd be able to experience anything like that firsthand. That is likely to be the single most unique wildlife encounter I'll ever have.
Smith says there were about a dozen orcas, and he thinks they were teaching their calves how to hunt, which is why they circled for 30 minutes. In the end, of course, they left, and they named the seal Bahati, which is Swahili for lucky. So I would say that's a pretty appropriate name.
Yeah, that would actually be a very appropriate name for a seal that just dodged a pod of orcas.
Yeah, that's
Lucky would definitely be a good name for that seal. I would. But the seal was actually, I gotta give it to the seal. It was rather smart in thinking that, hey, there's a boat. Hey, those guys can't hang outside of water as long as I can. I'm going to go hop up on the boat.
Yeah, he found refuge.
Very smart seal. If anybody knows the likeness of where that seal is, could I please have him interview to sit over there sometime?
Seal, the co-host.
I wonder if he's been kissed by a rose.
The co-host, better known as Lucky.
Oh my God! Yeah, but it's a. I don't know if I was on that boat. I don't know what I'd been more fascinated by. If I would have been fascinated by the seal, or all the orcas around me.
All of wildlife. That would just be cool. I do like the ocean. I like to watch stuff about sharks, but orcas are very interesting.
Well, the orcas, the seals, were all mammals.
Yeah.
And I mean, we breathe air. They're all just looking for a good time. Well, anyone, that's it for the less serious side of the news. We've had goats with grudges to raccoons with waistlines. This episode's Wildlife Roundup proves one thing. Nature's not just healing, it's freelancing. Now, if you've got footage of a goat on the loose or a raccoon that needs to go on a diet or a seal dodging orcas, send it our way. And I'm dying. TVG is always on the hunt for the surreal and the slightly unhinged.
If you see bacon running around on the highway, we need some emotional support bacon here.
Yes. Now, if you like what you saw, please subscribe to the channel, tap that bell, so you don't miss the next goat on a car moment. Because the world gets weird. When the world gets weird, we get rolling. Now, on to Strange World Records. All right, everybody, welcome to Strange World Records, where human ambition meets the bizarre, and history is written one outrageous feat at a time. Forget medals and trophies here. It's all about proving that no record is too odd, no stunt too surreal, and no headline is too unbelievable. So buckle up. These records aren't just breaking barriers, they're breaking reality. Now, first up, we have Sweden's latest Guinness record. Isn't about speed or strength. It's all about stuffing.
You doing this one because it's Thanksgiving week? Stuffing?
Yes, exactly.
A Swedish man said his kids inspired him to stuff 81 matches up his nostrils and earn a Guinness World Record title in the process.
There's a picture of him, folks.
I tried doing that. That's not the easiest thing to do.
No, it isn't. But go on.
And he doesn't have any blood. Mine turned bloody. Martin Strobe 42, told Guinness World Records his children were enamored by the latest edition of the organization's book and told him it would be so cool if he broke a record of his own.
I was enamored every time they came out on like the Scholastic book fair.
When we were kids.
You would be like, ooh, I want to buy the Guinness World Records book.
That was like the, as kids, everybody loved it.
Oh yeah, it was the greatest piece of what do you call it?
Between Guinness World Records and Truly Tasteless Joke Books.
Oh yeah, and Choose Your Own Adventure books.
Oh yeah, those are my favorite.
Okay, go on.
You got to scroll. More. There you go. At first, I thought, I'm not good enough at anything to be the best in the world, but after my children showed me all the different world records, I began thinking I might be able to find one I had a shot at breaking. Thus began the search for a suitable one. After doing the trial run...
all you had to do was the suitable one. You could look at some of the stupid ones that David Rush has broken and...
Whatever you do, don't include cucumbers.
I don't know. But okay, so I'm going to say, I don't know about you, but I'm thinking really we are going to have to start trying to break some David Rush records because of the fact I'm just so annoyed at the stupidity of the records.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool that he has the most records out there. It's cool that he's gotten to that point, folks, but his records are ridiculous that he's breaking.
It's time to start challenging the ridiculousness.
I mean, this one is ridiculous to begin with, but he's not David Rush, and keeps doing it just to be,
And he looks like a creature out of Guardians of the Galaxy with that nose. After doing the trial run, I discovered I could both stretch my nostrils a lot and also ignore the pain from putting all those matches in there.
Pain is just weakness leaving the body.
That's right. I did, however, try to find a good technique because matches, scroll, kept falling out of my nostrils. 3 inserted matches meant 1 or 2 falling out. I did some more trial runs and it did eventually find a technique that I could utilize to minimize the number of matches falling out. Yeah, when I did that, you kind of had to, after you got to a certain point, you had to slide them in a certain spot, like playing Jenga. As a father, he ended up taking the record with 81 matches. And his quote was, "As a father, I want my children to look up to me in the same way I look up to my father, who has taught me more than I can write down," he said.
Yeah, so everybody, we have the picture here of what was his name again?
Something Strobe.
Of Strobe. We're just going to call him Strobe. We have a picture here of Strobe here from Sweden. And with that, so I'm going to share this with you. There's the co-host.
Oh yeah, I remember. That's when
There's the co-host. Now to break the 81 record, he's going to have to stick 42 in each side.
Yeah.
And there he is again.
That was before the blood came.
And I didn't put the blood in there because that's just boring. That's no, thank you. No, thank you. Once again, we're going to break some David Rush records next. He didn't stick matches in his nose. We're going to break some David Rush records.
Yeah. I'm so glad that this guy's children could look up to him for sticking matches in his nose.
Yes. Hey, you know what? Their dad has a world record. That's cool. Yeah. That's all there's to it. And you see, if we get a world record, we're going to stick it right up here. We'll put the sign right up here that says Guinness certification right here. That will be what it is.
And I will take pictures when I leave the emergency room.
Yeah, you can do the nose. You can do the nose on your own. I want nothing to do with that.
Jessica helped me last time. Unfortunately, she's not here to help me anymore.
Well, you can do that one on your own because no. Okay. If you do it and you break it, go ahead. Be my guest, and I can go ahead. Because I don't know, the idea of a good time of 82 matches sticks in my nose total. This doesn't sound very enjoyable.
Looks like I'm snorting them.
You were actually, technically, for a little bit. But then there's other Guinness World Records that actually, this one actually is sort of cool what happened here. I mean, and it just discipline is what's the cool part about it. So we have a person, Ava Dugas. She just didn't grow her hair. She grew history and reclaimed her Guinness World Record.
So a New York woman's afro was certified as the world's largest, measuring 6 feet, 2.87 inches in circumference, and she was officially crowned by her predecessor, scroll, Avon Dugas, who earned the title for largest afro on a living person in 2010.
I want to see the afro on the dead person.
The afro on the dead person?
Well, this is the largest afro on a living person.
Oh.
He's a little slow on the uptake, guys.
Well, I was remembering all those matches in my nose. She visited a New York hair salon.
There's a picture of her, guys. She looks like that picture reminds me of like a Barbie doll my girls had when they were little.
That's like from a Leslie Nielsen movie after somebody sticks their finger in a socket. In 2010, she visited a New York salon to officially pass the torch to a new record holder, Jessica L. Martinez. Martinez's mane of curls measures 11.42 inches tall, 12.2 inches wide, and 6 feet, 2.87 inches in circumference. Dugas, who was named a Guinness World Records icon this year, said she was proud to pass on the title that she had held for 15 years.
So she held that for 15 years. That's just sheerly amazing.
And then she went and shaved her head.
She watched Iman, or was it Iman? Was her
Iman?
Iman,
Yeah,
that's what it was.
Well, I was going to say you should like show a picture of Joy Reid and say, "Here's the before and here's the after."
That's funny, right there. I don't care who you are. That's funny. Yeah, but still, that's actually a cool record to break because, you know, it's not like they're trying to snap cucumbers on Spanish TV. And I've got a beef with Spanish TV right now.
Yeah, they're a little
touchy. So Spanish TV, we had some, over the course of this show, we've had some good clips from some Spanish television programs for world records. And they've got banned for playing for copyright issues. Come on, Spanish TV. Get with the program.
Yeah. Don't be Metallica with, what was that?
Napster.
Yeah, don't be like that.
I mean, because all these clips that you're seeing now are, I'm sure they're copywritten, but they're not getting flagged for copyright violations because they're not Spanish TV. I would like us to somehow go on a Spanish TV show and then try to play our own little skit on there.
Right.
And then be like, but you Spanish TV.
It's us.
We're the ones doing it. So, okay.
How would you say the talking goose in Spanish?
He challenges me.
That reminds me, if you're going to use a translation program, I served somebody this week in a court.
Using you were using the universal.
No. The guy had English to Spanish on his phone, and he couldn't understand what I was telling him, so I had to type it in on his phone. And he took the papers and gave me a fist bump and was like, "Okay,
wow,
yeah, the translation programs work."
It works for me when I'm down in Mexico. I've used it before in Mexico.
La grulla parlante.
There we go. Let's try that again.
La grulla parlante.
La grulla parlante?
La grulla parlante.
Okay.
That's how you say. That's the goose talking, actually. It's not the talking goose, it's the goose talking.
How do you say the co-host better known as Rich?
You know what? You can look that one up on your own. And that's a wrap on the world's quirkiest milestones. From hair that defies gravity to noses that redefine stuffing, these records remind us history just isn't written. It's stretched, twist, and sometimes downright hilarious. Now, if you got a record attempt brewing in your garage or talent too odd to ignore, send it our way. TTG is always ready to spotlight the surreal side of human ambition. And that brings us to the end of this episode.
We could hopefully get you in with the adjudicators.
Yes, exactly.
We're trying to have an open line.
We'll look up the guy that we actually had the name for.
Oh, right.
Watch back a couple episodes, guys. You'll see the name of the guy in there. I can't remember what it was right now.
We've identified an adjudicator.
Yes, we have one on identification, folks. I don't know about you, but I'm starting to hear the heavenly angels singing.
Thank God for the heavenly angels.
Yeah, I know. No joke. So from goats on cars to seals on boats, and from raccoons rewriting the rules to records that were
breaking the scales too.
Yeah, exactly. To records that rewrite reality. This episode proves that the world is never short on the bizarre. And at TTG, we just don't cover the news. We chase the surreal and the slightly unhinged. So if you've laughed, scratched your head, or thought, I could break that record, then you're our kind of viewer. Now subscribe, tap that bell button, and share this episode with someone who needs a dose of absurd. Because when reality takes a left turn, TTG, we hit the gas, we lose control, and we end up on the side of the road somewhere.
Usually in Apache Junction.
Exactly. So next time, everybody, stay strange, stay surreal, and always stay less serious. We'll see you in 2.